organizational agility through DIG human optimization and leverage of Industry 4.0 opportunities. She has a passion for creativity, design thinking and innovation. She has 17 years experience working in the private sector, government and in higher education institutions. She is a speaker, facilitator and a published author. Her academic background entails a BSc in Computer Science and Statistics and an MBA from UCT and a PhD in Business Management from UCT. Her research interest is in the area of innovative project management, tapping on the power of collective creativity, creative ability in project teams to encourage novelty and creativity. This is our last speaker, and this topic is engaging organizational agility through DIG human optimization and leverage of Industry 4.0 opportunities. A long theme. Very intricate. I've had the pleasure of bringing the speaker up at one of the IPMs. Please welcome to the stage Head of Innovation, Creativity and Entrepreneurship of Henley Business School, Africa, Dr. Puleng Makhoalibe. I tried. Won't you keep clapping till she comes to the stage? Thank you so much. Come up the side. She has agreed to swap for Pona. Thank you very much for doing that and for doing it like that fast. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me today, Dr. Jerry. I deeply appreciate this opportunity to share, to speak, and to engage with you about a topic that's very close to my heart. And I would like to invite you to stand up because I'm going to ask for some engagement from you. Please stand up. It's the last slot, so I can do anything that I want. So I'm going to ask you to get out of your seats and walk around the room and occupy the space. So just get out of your seat, away from your table and walk around. Now, as you walk around, I want you to look around. Look at the people that you are meeting as you're walking around. And then I want you to find someone with the same color top as you. So whether you're wearing a shirt or a t-shirt, find someone with the same color top as you and pair up. You can't pair up your black and white. Find someone with a white. Oh, okay. Cool. Same color top as you. When you find that person with the same color top as you, and you can only have pairs, no threesomes. Only pairs. When you find that person, do you all have someone? You can't tell me you all such a unique top and color that you can't find another person with the same color. When you find that person, look at them in the eyes and don't have a conversation. Just look. Do you see them? So have a conversation about your key takeaway from the 3 days from the conference. What is your key takeaway? Share with the person, introduce yourself and share. What's your key takeaway from the conference? You'll have 30 seconds each. In a minute to be changing.
Almost like we are starting to see others again.
You have to find a partner. I see some lonely people
colors with wow. I'm gonna give you my card. There is a receipt I buy.
When you hear a ding sound, it means the minute is over.
Yes, you must bring my friend. Yes, I want to feel that.
In a few seconds, you will hear a ding sound. That means it's time to move on. Moving on, say bye to your partner. Say bye-bye to your partner. Now you have... No, don't sit down yet. Don't sit down yet. You have to find another person, and this time you must have several conversations before you find a person who works in the same industry as you, but is not from your organization. So move around, ask people what industry they're in. When you find someone who is in the same industry as you, stop and have a conversation with them. Move around, you can't stand still. I'm watching. Otherwise, I'll go back with my presentation. Find someone in the same industry as you. When you do have someone, I would like you to look at them in the eyes without a conversation. So may I have silence in the room? Look at them for a minute without a conversation. Silence. Now this time, with this new partner, I want you to share what is your toughest question that you walk away with from this gathering. The toughest question that you walk away from this conference with. Whether it's for yourself, for your organization, for your industry, for South Africa, it doesn't matter. What is the one speaker, the one concept, a piece of content that has challenged you and given you a powerful question that you take away and share that with your partner? You have a minute each, and your minute starts now. We have about 30 seconds to go. So if you haven't switched, please switch. About 10 seconds to go, and we'll hear the ding sound. Awesome. Now I would like you to go back to your seats. You can finish those conversations over lunch. You can finish the conversations over lunch. Now you don't want to stop. Please.
Enable people to become friends.
Take each other's numbers. What an opportunity to socialize. So go back to your seat. seat.
Up. Hello. Up. Yeah. All on. One, two. I'm back. One, two.
We are back! Awesome. Thank you for that short engagement. Very short, and let us be profound. As it has been said, my name is Puleng Makhoalibe, and I only have a very short time. I'm just taking 5 minutes of my 40 minutes to learn something that's very close to my heart. What urged me to do the work that I do today is the issue of employee engagement. How engaged are employees in a workplace? So, a couple of studies, global, local, South Africa is very much aligned with what is happening internationally. A quarter of your staff is engaged, fully engaged and present, and a quarter is totally disengaged. And then you have the half that are just there for the sake of being there. And this is the reality. I tested it over the years. So when I first got a hold of this study was 12 years back when I was studying my MBA, and I thought, this is impossible. But then again, a question personally confronted me of how much of myself do I give at work? And I realized that I give 10% of me at work. There's a whole lot more of myself that I hold back in a work environment, and I could give more. So this question led me to another question, to a totally different journey that disrupted me, and I went to pursue a completely different career path. Now, I was 27 years old, and I realized I am 10% engaged at work, and I thought, if I'm 60 and I looked back, and I realized that 40 hours every week, I was using 10% of myself, I would have been a redundant product. So I decided to change my story because I wanted to be 100% present and engaged. The shock is that this culminated into a job which I now do, which is facilitation, coaching, working with corporate South Africa and Africa and globally. And every single class, whether it is with technical specialists, junior leaders, senior leaders, middle managers, I ask a question: how much of you gets utilized at work? And I can assure you, I have asked this question over 100 times, maybe 200, maybe 300 times. But usually I will ask, and people will say, stop here. 25% of us is being used at work. So very few who will say, go ahead, I think I utilize all of me at work. Now, what do I mean by all of this? I mean, our corporate structure is designed in a way that matches job skills or job requirements to skills that people have in education. So as a software developer, I was asked what programming language do you master and what are you good at, and then I got employed on that basis and I go to work to deliver software development. But could they get more from me? Could they get my passion, my imagination, my creativity, my energy, my intuition, my full presence, my story, my complex problem solving, my personality, and everything else that I could bring to a job besides my technical skills. Yes, they could, but the corporate structure is such that it's utilizing a little bit of me. But that's 40 hours of my time. So I decided to change my story because I was deeply disturbed by this. Now, people ask when you talk about engagement, I just said you could get more than skills. You could get people's presence and passion and loyalty and all the extra things. And what would that lead to? Productivity, trust, retention, respect, communication, maybe new ideas, maybe innovations. What are organizations currently asking themselves? What are some of the biggest questions that industries are asking themselves right now is how do we reimagine our industry, our company, our organization in the future? Who is going to reimagine? Is that the work of leadership or is that the work of everyone in the organization? From the person who makes the tea to the person who writes emails, responds, who's at reception, to the technical specialist who delivers, to management and HODs and senior managers and junior managers. Everybody needs to participate if we're going to get some robust thinking, because we need complex issues to be answered. Now, what stops people from engaging? I found it's a lot. Social, cultural issues like economic class, you're richer than me, you're wearing better clothing than me, or race issues, some are feeling empowered, some less empowered, gender issues, some are feeling less empowered, or more empowered based on their gender. There's a lot that comes into play when you engage with your employees. People feel judged in a work environment, and then they hold back. Then there's issues of what's that one skill that the education system forgot to teach us? When they taught us how to read and write, they forgot to teach us how to listen. So we listen usually with our own lenses. And we never really listen. We are passive listeners. We listen to judge, to criticize, to show a person that whatever they have said doesn't really matter. Now I'm about to engage and tell you what really matters. We listen to let people down. We never really bring our hearts and really seek to see the world from another person's perspective. And then we are asked, in this new era, customer centricity. We need to listen to customers, we need to serve customers, we need to understand the pains of the customers. How do you do that if you were never really taught? So there's a lot that comes at play when it comes to engagement in a workplace. Now, the last 4 years I've had this privilege and opportunity at Henley Business School to facilitate creativity, innovation, design thinking. And I'll share some of the principles that I have learned, I have researched, I collaborate with an international body of practitioners in design thinking, creativity, and innovation. Because we go to class and usually I say, let's engage, let's exchange. You don't need new information, you don't need new insights. We actually have enough in our brains and we just need time to engage. We just need time to think. We just need a safe environment where we can engage with each other, to reimagine together, to dream together, to play together. And I have seen outstanding results. People becoming thinkers and being present and coming up with the most innovative products for that organizations are looking for. And so these are some of the pictures that I have
picked up from my classes. This was in Zambia at the multi-choice talent factory. People engaging again from a place of being human, going back to stories and sharing and looking at each other in the eyes and connecting at a human level. Now, why do I do that? I'm sure this whole 3 days you have heard the word that I don't want to say, Fourth Industrial Revolution, a million times. And you get onto LinkedIn, you get onto any platform, you get onto radio. Even this morning, there's someone who's going to mention 4IR. I have a very positive outlook to 4IR, even though here's a perfect storm that's been cooked by the Fourth Industrial Revolution. What is this perfect storm? They say 41% of current jobs in South Africa will be rendered obsolete by automation. That's almost half of the jobs. We're already dealing with an unemployment rate that's increasingly going up. And we're sitting with over 30% being unemployed. Now, if half of the jobs are going to be rendered obsolete, and it's a reality that we see every day, what does it really mean? 35% of skills that are considered important in today's workforce will be changed beyond recognition, and others will have disappeared completely. This is the reality. And increasingly, it's interesting, most of us are probably in HR, and the rest of us who are not in HR, we don't know a lot of sections, but Section 189, everybody knows it. Have you ever wondered why everybody knows Section 189, but they don't know Section 188 and 190? But 189, we know it is becoming very popular. Everyone is receiving, lots of people are receiving Section 189 letters. The recent report showed a list of companies that shall be issuing Section 189 letters. This is kind of shocking, and it's real, isn't it? It's real. Yesterday, I was with leaders of an organization who said, we actually don't have a choice. We have to issue them. 2 weeks back, I was with another CEO of a different industry saying, well, then let's finish quickly at 10 o'clock. I have a meeting to issue Section 189 letters. So it's a reality. Now, is tech really stealing our jobs? Now, I thought I would share only 5 because of time. I have to respect your time. Of what is happening to some of the industries as we speak, as tech gets deployed in the different industries. And we'll start off with what's really happening in the manufacturing industry. And I'll ask you to please play that.
Hello everyone, I'm a sorting robot. I'm a little cute, but my skills are a lot more impressive. I can identify the information on each of the parcels effectively and sort them out precisely. My friends and I can process as many as 18,000 parcels in an hour.
This is a 1.3 square kilometer transit warehouse. The use of sorting robots improves efficiency, accuracy, and security during the sorting process, and also reduces manual labor costs by an astonishing 70%. This AI logistics model is now revolutionizing the express delivery industry across the country. Between 2012 and 2016, online retail sales in China skyrocketed from 1.3 trillion to 5.2 trillion yuan making the country the world's largest online retailer. With a flourishing development of online shopping, the express business is also booming. There are now around 8,000 express delivery companies in China and more than 2 million people working in the logistics industry. Last year, more than 31.28 billion parcels were delivered in the country, accounting for 40% of the world's total. Revenue from the express business has reached 400 billion yuan, while the per capita usage in China was approximately 23 deliveries per year. With the recent rise of AI and big data, the concept of smart logistics has been put into service. Drones and unmanned vehicles are delivering items faster than ever before as China's logistics sector prepares to enter the smart era.
Now you meant to say that's China. Is it happening in South Africa? Or is it planned in some of the industries in South Africa? And what does it really mean? What happens to the people who are in those jobs, but also what happens to those industries as they experience this exponential efficiency, effectiveness? Is that a good direction or a bad direction? That's debatable, but it's worth thinking about. Now, you might just say that's manufacturing industry, but I thought, let me share about what role technology is playing in retail industry. And what's happening in the food and beverage industry.
Zoom Pizza in Mountain View, California is not your run-of-the-mill pizzeria. You're not going to find any surly chefs tossing dough or slopping sauce around here, mainly because people have very little to do with the actual production process. Instead, the company relies on an array of robots, machine learning AI, and ovens packed right into the trucks themselves to ensure that every delivery arrives piping hot.
When it comes to making food, it really has to come from the heart. You know, food is made with love. And I think as a customer or somebody who eats pizza, you can understand really great pizza from kind of okay pizza. And the difference really comes in how much sort of like care and love goes into the making of that food. So when we look at the job of cooking or the occupation of being a chef, we find so many places where human beings are much better than robots. Human beings are better at taste testing. Human beings are better at recipe development, produce selection. Robots are great at repetitive tasks like moving pizza in and out of an 800-degree oven 1,000 times a day. So the goal is not end-to-end automation because that's not what's going to create better food for the customer. And at Zoom, we're a food company first and foremost. The technology exists to serve the food.
The process starts with Zoom's latest robotic chef, the dough bottle. This machine presses a ball of pizza dough into a circular sheet before a pair of sauce extruders can...
Right, because of time, I'm not going to let you watch the entire video, but Google it. Now, you might want to Google another one, which is an end-to-end pizza making by robot. So this is an older one where they said, well, with food you still need some little bit of love, little bit of human touch. But no, if we know how many grams of pepper we need and onion and various ingredients, and we can set a bot to do it, why not? I can deploy my staff to do other things, isn't it? So they are fully operated by robot pizza restaurant. Now McDonald's has launched a couple of fully operated, robot-operated McDonald's franchise in the US and in Europe. In fact, they have mastered that process so much that they are able to set it up in 2 hours. 2 hours, they can set up 100% operated, robot-operated store or franchise. Now, what happens to all of those people that we used to employ at McDonald's? And how is this going to impact the labor force? Now, let's look at this one. Now, this is my industry, and it's kind of scary. I'm a speaker.
Now, it's a pleasure to be here in Las Vegas to present to you. Now, I get invited to do keynotes across the globe. And while it's easy for me to be here in Las Vegas, it isn't always easy for me to travel across the world. And even when I do, I can't always speak the local language. Well, what if neither language nor distance mattered for me to deliver a fantastic keynote? What if technology could help me be anywhere I needed to be and speak any language I wanted? Well, it can. We are bringing together the power of mixed reality and Azure AI services to create a truly game-changing experience. What you're about to see is an exact hologram of me wearing the same outfit that we recently captured at a mixed reality studio. And I don't speak Japanese, but what if I wanted to deliver my keynote in Japanese? Using Azure AI technology, I can translate my English into Japanese and train it to sound exactly like me. The same voice tones, those same inflections. Now we brought this together, my hologram and Azure AI, to show you what's possible. So first, I'm going to put on my HoloLens 2 here, and then we'll flip in the room to the special camera so you can see exactly what I'm seeing. Let's get started. First, let me introduce you to Mini-Me. There she is, my perfect hologram. And thanks to the power of HoloLens 2, she just floats right with me. I'm literally holding my hologram, so natural. Now she's a little small to do a keynote. So let's get her up so she can do full-size Japanese keynote. Render keynote.
TTS を使用しています。私たちは自分の声の録音を使用し、私のように聞こえる私自身の個人的な音声署名を作成します。日本語からフランス語、ポルトガル語まで話せます。今、この技術は私たちが働き、遊び、生活する方法に関して、世界中の国境や障壁を取り除くことができると想像してみてください。まさに SF が現実になるところです。
To do this, we use mixed reality technology to create
then imagine what it took for Microsoft to come up with this solution and how this solution can be an answer to education. So we talk about inequality, unequal access. What if we could have a really good math teacher teaching at 1,000 schools speaking local language? Math's being taught in another city, Zulu, in Xhosa, in Sotho, in Venda, and so on and so forth. Technology can facilitate that. But then what happens to the jobs of the teachers? Yeah? And is that where we're going? Possibly. It's much closer. These are just a few videos that I could share with the amount of time that I had. And sometimes people say robots will never do creative work. I want you to play this one, but I'll cut it very short. Please play this one. Sometimes people say, oh, the creatives are safe. Are they really safe? Here we have a robot leading an orchestra. Look at that. The conductor is a bot right here. All you needed is an algorithm
and we're writing the future of robotics applications.
to teach to a robot.
We will demonstrate how intuitive, how self-learning this machine is. How wonderful our software really is in learning the movement of a conductor, sensing the music, and really conducting an entire team. It also
So he's explaining how they came to build an algorithm
in robotics is
and program this robot. That you can also Google for if you want to watch more. There's a lot, but I'm not going to show all of it to you. I just want to point your attention to one slide. Think about jobs. Think about what you have just watched, the different industries, and the entrance of all of these technologies in those industries. If you have jobs where you are interested in optimization, it's about how many pizzas are sold, leading to profitability, leading to expansion, leading to more money, and so on. What you're really looking is optimization. Yeah? The cook, the chef can mix it together, but if you can make an algorithm out of it, then we want optimization. Now, if we're in a place where all we want is optimization and you don't really need the human touch and compassion and empathy, that job can totally be taken over by a bot. So you think about your own context, think about your own jobs, analyze your own department, the job profiles in your own department. Do you really need a human there because all you're after is the optimum output, and you don't really care about empathy or compassion, you just want stuff delivered and efficiency and effectiveness? That's replaceable totally by artificial intelligence. Now, where you need optimization but you still need a level of empathy and listening and human touch, you can have the two of them together. Those are still not totally safe, because the boards and other technologies can help you with the optimization part. But then you have jobs where we really need strategy, thinking, creativity, and compassion is not that important. There you can have a mix of the two. But what about those jobs where we highly desire a creative output and we highly need a human touch and compassion and empathy? There, it's hard. In the short run, it's hard to replace those jobs by a robot. But we don't know what's going to happen in the near future. When they have learned enough from all of you and your interactions with the gadgets in your hands that some of you are busy with. Those gadgets are collecting so much information from you. They know you better than you know yourself. And they are collecting information and they are equipping artificial intelligence to know about human behavior. Now that's why Google is now finishing the sentences for you 99% accurately for myself. Yeah? Because they have learned enough. In the short term run, they probably would have also learned enough about empathy. I was at a conference in Amsterdam last week and we had a whole presentation of computing empathy. A lady who is doing work in a space of teaching a robot to be empathetic. Because even we humans have forgotten to be empathetic. We've forgotten to look at each other in the eyes and feel for each other and deal with each other at a human level. Robot might just master that more than us. Now when you look at the World Economic Study, the recent one from 2018 says these are the jobs that are getting Section 189 letters, declining jobs, manual, anything that's programmable. But there are jobs that are growing in the process, and those are the jobs that need creativity, critical thinking, innovation, learning and learning strategies, originality, initiative, and so on and so forth. Are you sharing this with your staff and having conversations in your organizations to prepare your staff, to prepare yourself for these? Because while there are people who are being hit by Section 189, there are also people who are in such a demand, companies would do anything to gain them. They have been smart, they have positioned themselves, and they have known and understood these future skills. So in ending, I hope that this little time that I have spent with you, I have planted some seeds too. Firstly, gain interest, research. Don't separate yourself from the conversation of who I am. And understand where the industry is going, and advise your staff members to understand where the industry is going. And then start to think about, if the future looks like that, how do we position ourselves in a way that we won't be hit with Section 189 letters? Now, I used to think my job was fun and play and happiness because that's what we do in class. Last week, I was at Bounce with adults, bouncing and playing. And I used to think it's just all about that, but in January I took it a whole lot more seriously because for a whole day I took a group of people through reimagination of the future and what's happening in your industry and what does optimization look like in our industry. And they all said, well, in the context of this future, we must close all the branches. And I said, if you're going to close all the branches, what's going to happen to your job as a branch manager and your team and hundreds of people in your organization? Yeah? And we hear in that very industry increasingly branches and branches and branches closing down because it's the reality, it's here. So my last words are, let's stop, let's think, let's deepen ourselves in this context and be optimistic and positive and be creators of those growing jobs rather than just slide out with what is happening with the declining jobs. We have the power to grow those jobs, to empower people to strengthen themselves and to prepare themselves to those jobs that are growing, to be in demand in the future, rather than be scared for their jobs. We are thinkers and we can ignite Thank you. With that, I want to say thank you.
Thank you, Dr. We just got some questions. I'm going to fly two at you and not keep you up too long. Would you want to stand on that side of me? Thank you so much. So, questions from the audience. Let me just get them live. There we go. First question. Is this from Maurice, our winner of the best question asking and likes? Is South Africa ready for the fourth industrial revolution? If not, what is the solution?
I can't say South Africa is ready, but I have observed some moves. So the president recently set up the Fourth Industrial Commission, and that has representation from industry, from educational institutions, from government, and people who are decision makers, CEOs of organizations, different organizations and educational institutions. And the aim is to have exactly that conversation around readiness, preparing ourselves, and leveraging the fourth industrial revolution. So at that level, that is happening. At the same time, we are also observing the slide that we just saw earlier around companies that are going to be hit by Section 189. We have seen hundreds of staff that are losing jobs so far this year only in many organizations. We've seen those newspaper headlines. It's happening in our organizations right now. So it's both yes and no.
Understood. Charlie is asking an interesting question. Who is going to buy all these pizzas when people will be jobless because of technology?
Those who are on that side of the screen, those who are here, like myself, I'll always have a job, because the number 3 skill of growing jobs is creativity, originality, and initiative. And I've invested in myself enough to know for the next 20 years I'll always have a job. I'll never lose a job. Now, what we need is to all say the same thing and prepare our staff to say the same. So identify jobs that are growing and prepare yourselves for those jobs so that when Section 189 hits and implementation comes to your organization, you don't have to worry. And you're buying pizzas from robots and McDonald's. You're buying those franchises.
It was an interesting question I didn't think about. So, just to make a statement, we saw the holograms that speaking in Japanese. So, for example, I think Dr. Jerry, if you could give me a listen. So, for example, we have 4 breakaway rooms at IPM most of the time, and I am the one who needs to run between the rooms to facilitate people to engage on Slido. But there's people sitting in the room that speaks Zulu or Xhosa. Could I have a hologram my size going to breakaway Sears 1? I'll be there. Because the issue that I found is that people want me to be in the room to engage with them. They don't want my wife in the room, for example. Because they are sensitized to my voice and my actions. And so that would work. We should do that, right? And then I don't have to travel with my wife.
Absolutely.
Yes, there we go. So something to think about. And I really like that because I also do presentations and sometimes need to be at various places. I can split myself up into 5 or 4 pieces. That's great stuff. And only I get paid anyway, so it's perfect. One more question. The fourth industrial revolution impact has hit the banking sector. We can learn from that reality and HR to ensure organizational readiness. That was a statement, which I feel is a powerful statement. That was from Komotso Khan. And then I think I'm going to close with that because it's too much. There's more questions popping in here on Slido. Thank you for engaging. I would like to thank Dr. Puleng firstly for swapping the times around with Punam and allowing us to have a free flow of time. And I don't know why you were being sensitive of being short. You could have had all your time, but I'm going to tell
by
you.
the way, yeah, let's go through the
Only now that I told you that, so it's
please.
fine. It's all done now. Thank you. Thank you so much. A round of applause and a big thank you for Anthony. A little gift for you there. Enjoy and safe travels back. Thank you so much for having you here again this year. So we are now